But how do you deal on the opposite end when it's so exhilarating that you're winning? How do you deal with the winning side?
And do you mean like the systematic part or psychological
No,
part?
just psychological part.
The psychological
Psychologically.
part. I think um, for me there is a difference. I know there is not, but for me there is a difference between like when you. No, I was thinking about the losers. Never mind. For the winning part, it depends. For my long-term investments, which are my algos that I run, I'm quite relaxed. I don't really have a systematic way of dealing with those wins and losses. Of course, when you win sort of money or you have a nice streak, for example, this month, my since implementing my systems, the January I'm up about 10%, so which is really nice. But you obviously don't want to lose it, so there's this fear of losing, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
But
Yeah.
I'm not too worried about it because, I'm above break even. I think it's harder to sort of give away profits when you're still like swimming in drawdown and stuff. So
Mm-hmm.
on the algorithmic side, I know everything's being taken care of. I've done my homework. I have systems for several scenarios, so I'm not too worried when I see like a big winning streak. There's not too much to do psychologically for me there, but there is sort of process I use for my intraday trading, and I think it's could apply to this as well if you're no, I wouldn't say more, how do you say this, nervous about your profits. For
Mm-hmm.
me, for example, when I trade intraday and have a good winning streak, I try to calibrate myself by thinking about like the lows. And it's not about like pulling myself down, like, hey, you're doing well, or and these profits they will be gone. But it's about like keeping yourself in check, because although things are systematic, you're still the guy behind the wheel, and you can still like turn things or increase your risk. That's what
Mm-hmm.
people tend to do when they're winning a lot. So I guess my answer to that is try to keep yourself calibrated. When you win a lot, try to stay humble and think about the times when you were losing a bit, and when you're losing more, think about the times when your equity was reaching highs and that you were probably still in an uptrend in the long run. So
Mm-hmm.
that's how I deal with my winners. But to be honest, for my long-term investments, it's so sort of, I would say, hands off that I'm
Mm-hmm.
not, there's nothing I can do. I can only maybe add new systems, but there's no
Mm-hmm.
sort of thing I can do to sabotage myself. But I do recognize that that it can be hard, to have winners. And what do you do then? Yeah, I know it can be hard psychologically.
Yeah. There's a lot of temptation.